In 1985, you begin high school, uni high, I believe.
Yep.
Is this where you meet Risky?
Yep.
How does Risky influence you, and what did you learn from him?
You know, Risky was riding surf back then, but then he had just changed over to Risky. He would write Risk. You know, Vice 67 was at that school as well. He was a Latin King. And I don't know how I met him. I guess, you know, we just met, whatever, and we hooked up, and he would tell me about, like, you know, him bombing with Soon and Legit, and I was just like, you know those guys? Like, you know, those guys are like up, right? And we started writing together too, and I, you know, I guess I was like not giving a fuck. I would write anywhere, and whenever I was with him, I would write Whisk and Risk. I wasn't WCA yet, so I couldn't write that, you know, but it would be like Whisk, Risk, and we did that for a little while.
At Risky's house, you watched Style Wars for the first time.
Yeah.
What effect did that movie have on you?
It's incredible. That movie, like almost every writer that's ever seen it was like, oh man, I'm inspired. You know, I want to go do graffiti. In fact, I was with Sign, Rest in Peace, and Skept and Risky at Risky's house, and we watched it. And I was so inspired that they all went to sleep or whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna go walk to the freeway. And so I walk to the 405, but I didn't really think nothing of it. But I was catching tags like all the way from like Risky's house to the 405 freeway, and then start bombing the 405 freeway. And I didn't even think about it. I should have known better. But the next day, Risky was like, you know, what'd you do? I'm like, what do you mean? I just went out bombing a little bit. You know, I just saw Star Wars. I'm inspired, you know? And he's like, dude, you wrote on everything from my house to the freeway. Like, my dad's pissed off, you know? But yeah, I mean, you talk to writers that saw that stuff back then, like, they're like, you know, mimicking every writer, and they can almost finish the sentence in the movies, and you know, they're looking up to all these New York writers, you know.
SER RTDK, you mentioned how you first meet him. How old are you when you both meet for the first time?
I'm 15. He's 13.
Is SER writing SER at this time, or does he have a different name?
He's writing SER.
How does SER get his name? Is it short for something?
Not that I know of, you know.
Does SER belong to a crew at this time, or is he a oner?
You know, SER used to write with Mech, and they were writing partners, you know. But no, they didn't really have a crew. You know, I guess the first crew that SER and I became part of was WCA. We were WCA.
Why does SER become your closest crime partner? What made you two work so well together?
You know, he was my eyes because I couldn't see that well. You know, he would look after me because I'm getting high. You know, I'm drinking. You couldn't ask for a better writing partner.
When would the both of you go out writing? Every day, on the weekends?
Every fucking day.
Was he going to your same school at that time?
No, because he's 2 years younger than me. So, like, you know, I would ditch sixth period and go pick him up at his school, which was Emerson, right down the way. And we would go to the bench, you know, on Fairfax and Olympic. And actually everybody went to the bench, and that's where you met all these writers. And at that time, like, graffiti was on and cracking. Like, LA graffiti was at its pinnacle, really. You know, I mean, I can't describe what it was like, and I didn't think really nothing of it, but as I reflect on it, there was literally hundreds of kids killing one bus every time it pulled up into the bus stop. I mean, you know, you got riders riding on the regular side, on the grill, on the destination, on the driver's side. You know, what I used to like doing is I used to like knocking on the door, and when the bus driver opened the door, "Can I help you?" I go, "Yes, you can help me." And I would write right underneath. It was a perfect section right underneath the driver right there. And I remember one time a driver started crying. I was just like, "Everything's okay." Yeah, I'm just riding on your bus. That's it. And oh man, she was in tears, and she came off her bus, and her bus was killed. I wish I had a picture of it. It was demolished. I mean, like end to end, up and down. I mean, kids were just going crazy.